Welcome back, Overwatch fans, to another amazing night.
We have a fantastic match tonight, no question about it.
Oh my god, yes!
Put them a run! Make sure they can't even follow up afterwards.
And Wash has found 2 in this fight thus far. Make that 3, make that 4 right now here. Dynamic team gets a 4-man tire.
Those who find the picks will save the fights, and they don't really need to save what they've already won.
Andre gets 3 with the primal rage.
Experience tranquility.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Iris Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Yeti, joined today by Nerfed and Thor. And I noticed some of you guys just asked the question, wasn't that just the regular Trank intro? Well, yeah, it was. That was intentional. We wanted to give a shout out to the person who created that intro. It's a brand new intro this season, replacing the one we've had for the prior 2 or 3 seasons. So big shout out to Bowsy for putting that together for us during this off season. Did a fantastic job, and it looks really good. Definitely a big fan of it. Good job to Bowsy. Definitely appreciate you putting that together for us this season. Well, anyways, guys, welcome to the Iris Podcast again. I'm Mr. Yeti, and we are going to dive into it today with our usual beginning of the podcast this season, and that is our segment called Amp It Up, where we talk about our favorite moments from last week, next week, and make some predictions that are likely to get us flamed on Twitter. Let's start off with our favorite moments from last week. We're going to start off with Nerfed. Nerfed, what's your favorite moment from last week?
A lot of bias here, but I had to go with the feature match 4-0 for Luminous versus Boop. I gotta clear something up. I know I predicted last week that Luminous were gonna lose 4-0. That was not real. That was me doing a bit. I love that team. I think they're really good, and I think they're really strong. Roster issues, whatever, they're going very far this season, and I have a lot of faith in them.
Congrats to Luminous on that big 4-0 last week on the feature stage. Always loved to see that. Thor, what was your favorite moment from last week?
So I'm always a big fan of like barn burner matches. So I had to go with the map 5 match with amateur professionals versus Frost Nova. Definitely considering that to be an upset just because we don't really know a whole heck of a lot about amateur professionals. I was looking at the roster earlier. I didn't really see anybody that I recognized. So definitely not what we were expecting as far as the outcome of that match is concerned. But a welcome surprise for sure. Not going to jump on the AP bandwagon just yet, but definitely, I'm always a big fan of Map 5 bangers.
Frost Nova was a top 4 team last season, so it's a big win. Obviously, there's team turnover in there, but anytime you can beat a team with a track record like that as a brand new team of Tranquility, there's a lot to be said for that. So big win for amateur professionals, no question about it. My favorite moment from last week was the Oreo Fleet reverse sweep. You know, Redacted has built, especially going in the playoffs last season, they did quite well in the playoffs. They looked like a team who could be pretty sneaky this season, but Oreo Fleet came in and picked up that reverse sweep. Was definitely a very good match. Big kudos to Oreo Fleet pulling it off. That pool that they're in is really interesting. There's a lot of teams in there who we just don't know a whole lot about or don't really know what to expect. So it's really wide open right now. But I could definitely see Oreo Fleet walking away with that pool the way they came back in that match. So Nerf, back to you. What are you most looking forward to this coming week here in Tranquility?
So I think what I'm most looking forward to is got to be the Domination versus Firefight match. Domination last week had a very shaky start. Obviously a top 14 last season, and they got upset by Valkyrie. Apparently, I've heard rumors of roster issues, whatever. but Firefight have been impressive, and so I'm wondering, can Domination bounce back, and can Firefight keep up this momentum they got going?
Big match next week for sure for Firefight and Domination. Thor, what are you most looking forward to?
I got to go with what I would probably consider to be the feature match of Discord tier this upcoming week, and that's going to be Joey Esports going up against the SEAL Team Spuds. SEAL Team Spuds coming off that really, really close preseason finals loss to Cosmic Castaways. But looking strong this past week in the opener. Joey Esports has a track record. It speaks for themselves, along with the rest of the Marsupial org teams. Very, 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 very successful. Definitely looking to see how this shifts the balance of power potentially in the Discord tier.
Definitely going to be a huge match. One of the big early matches this season between two of the top teams in the tier. Looking at, for me, I'm really excited about Arcadia. Reckless Arcadia, formerly Atlas Arcadia. They came off a really big win last week, 4-0 over Rat Society. They're playing this week against Decapitators, who also look quite strong with a really good roster, who came off their 3-1 win against Uzumaki. I'm definitely interested to see how Arcadia can handle a different competitor. I feel like a higher caliber competitor than what Rat Society brought to the table. So that should be a great match. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what Decaps and Arcadia put forward here this week. All right, now's the time where we get to get clipped and made fun of on Twitter. Nerfed, what is your bold prediction for the remainder of this season today?
Had to go with kind of an obvious one for me. I am the Frost Nova simp, so I just believe that these are growing pains. I think come the end of the season, I think they're going to be very, very good. Obviously, they lost some players. They lost Winter, Scarrow, Ricey, some really talented players that were on their team last season. But I think they've filled in those gaps pretty well, and I think just give their coaching some time to whip this team into shape, and I think they'll be pretty good.
Frost Nova on the bounce back train going into this week for sure. Thor, what is your bold prediction here? Are you prepared to throw yourself on the sword on this one?
So I don't typically like to go negative with these takes, but off the top of my head, just looking at the rosters and looking at the outcomes of the first week matches, I'm going to go ahead and throw this one out there. I don't think Monarch is going to win a single match this season. That's stage 1 or stage 2. Aside from the fact that their average, I think their average SR is like barely 2,900, which is far lower than everybody else in Discord tier. And unfortunately, we are just not in a Widow meta, so I don't think Storm is going to be able to get any value. That on top of losing their best player from last season, Lunar Emerald, their main tank. It's just, I think they got a rough season ahead of them, but hopefully they prove me wrong.
We'll see what Monarch can do as Thor puts the pile driver to them here on stream. That is one to be clipped and made fun of later if Monarch pulls out a win this season. My bold prediction is regarding our good friends over at Alt F4. Now we look at that team and we say to ourselves, look at that team. Thug, he's a support player on that team. The dude's like 2,500. There's no way. Like, there's only so much you can do with somebody that heavy in Discord tier. Like, genuinely, there is not a single worse player in Discord tier than Thuggington Overwatch. But I will say...
Can confirm.
Yes, can confirm. But, that said, I am a firm believer in Dimtree. I am a firm believer in... Splinter, or also Pasha or Pashabel or whatever he's going by these days. I am a firm believer in former Tranquility All-Star Arise as well. Not only will Alta 4 make the playoffs this season, they're going to do it as an A-pool team. That's right, Alta 4 is going to the A-pool, boys and girls, and I am excited for it. That's right, our boy Thuggington, he's all grown up, and he's actually going to be maybe a contender this season. So, all right, guys.
Not because he had anything to do with it.
No, he's going to have nothing to do with it, actually, at all. Love you, Thug. I'm sorry,
Poor
buddy.
Thug. Poor Thug.
Poor Thug, guys. All right. Anyways, now that we're done murdering people on stream, let's talk about some good stuff. So every couple of seasons, what we have been doing, season 4, season 6, and now going into season 8, we have our tradition is to induct people into the Tranquility Hall of Fame. Now, Tranquility Hall of Fame is basically our way of enshrining people who have helped elevate the community, have helped elevate us to the position that we're in, either by being just a fantastic player in the tournament and putting forth just exemplary level Overwatch to be a consistent contender and always put into really kind of a fantastic performance, which makes it, the community more reputable in its gameplay and has brought that kind of high standard of Overwatch you expect to see at the top end here in Tranquility. It also has to do with people who are just contributing to the community as well. People who have been here, putting in the hours of volunteer work to be a part of that Hall of Fame as well. So it's our way of recognizing people who have really kind of helped elevate Tranquility from the very tiny server it once was, from the very tiny little 12-team tournament it was about 4 years ago, to this massive 84-team tournament that you see now, and now branching into other games as well. Really has elevated what Tranquility is today. So this is our way of recognizing the people who have put forth that have really brought us to this level. So the way you become a Hall of Famer is, well, there's a lot of things. Basically, you have to get nominated. The nominations are handled by the administrative staff. We pick people who we think have contributed to Tranquility over the years, who are not current Hall of Famers, and who we feel deserve to be recognized for what they've done for the community. Now, if you're interested in to see who is our current Hall of Famers, you go to the Hall of Fame channel in our Discord. You can actually see who those Hall of Famers are currently and who is currently in that role in our Discord. What do you get for being a Hall of Famer? You get a shiny role in our Discord. That's basically what we do for like everything. We're a volunteer tournament, guys. We don't, we're not going to send you plaques or anything. This is just a
what a ripoff.
Yes, I know, right? But anyways, so the way that it works is once you're nominated, you are sent out to a group of 20 people, which includes Tranquility staff and long-term Tranquility members, who will be voters for Hall of Fame. If you receive 2/3 of the vote or more, you are put in as a Hall of Fame inductee. So the nominees for this season, and quite a few nominees. They
drum
are no drum roll necessary. We have Crispy, 2-time All-Star and your Discord tier director. We have Greninja as well. Greninja is a 3-time Tranquility All-Star. You have Captain Jack, who is put in here for several seasons of broadcasting prowess, multiple-time caster of the season. You have Caden as well. Caden is a former All-Star, as well as provided a significant amount of editing contributions over multiple seasons. We have Juke. Juke, a lot of you may not be familiar, founded a lot of our processes that we still use today in production. We have Nagisa. Nagisa is the 2-time All-Star. We plenty of contributions on both content team and in editing as well. Cryptic, a long-time Tranquility member, been here since season 1, a 3-time All-Star, was one of our first play-by-play commentators, and not a lot of people know this. He actually founded the Iris podcast. Cryptic, a big member of our community history, no question about it. Laggy-san has been with Tranquility now for going on to his 4th season. Now, actually, I believe it's his 5th season as a producer, so Laggy's been a huge part of what we've been doing here for so long. Triage has been a moderator now for 4 seasons, a 3-time All-Star in his own right, fantastic Overwatch player. Navino as well. Jokes aside, Navino, founder of Marsupio Gaming, his org has won 2 championships, and every single team he's put into Tranquility, every single team has never finished outside the top 4 in Tranquility history. That's just a crazy stat when you think they've been here since season 5.
That's like an Al Michaels stat right there.
Exactly. You got Ice. Ice is a 3-time All-Star, Discord tier MVP in season 3, and a 2-time champion. You have Capital, again, jokes aside, founder of Nostalgia, just an incredible org with 3 championships, All-Star in his own right as well, and also his content creation team contribution as well. You have you have Sneaky Kitten, the founder of the only org to be around since season 1, Starchy Sports. Also a assistant tier director in the Harmony tier and an all-star in her own right as well. You have Seraph, a 3-time all-star, a 2-time champion. Andy, also a 4-time all-star and a 2-time champion. You have Asdo, 2-time all-star, 2-time champion, and season 7 Discord tier MVP. Chimanzi, 2-time all-star and the current Transcendence tier director. You have also season 5 champion, mind you. You have Canada, 2-time all-star. He has season 7 Trans MVP, season 7 Trans tier champion, and also 0 regular season losses. Pretty good. That's pretty dang good. You have Smugs. Smugs has been here now since season 2, season MVP, time champion, and a 4-time all-star. And then you have Sips T, a 3-time all-star, and the season 5 Harmony tier MVP. And again, as I said before, this is based on you are nominated for the Hall of Fame based on multiple factors. It's not just skill, it's not just contributions, it's a lot of things. Mixture of everything. It's what you brought to the community, either skill or by contribution. So it is a wide variety and of people nominated for different reasons. Obviously, you have people like Rocket. Rocket currently sitting at high end to T2, who is a former Tranquility All-Star champion in his own right. And you also have people like Cavalier, of course, who founded this place. So, and definitely is not a good Overwatch player. Trust me, really bad. Like, and he knows. But anyways, guys, that's the Hall of Fame nominees. And I don't know if you guys knew this, voting's done already. So why don't we just go ahead and announce our first inductee into the Hall of Fame for season 8. Cav, you don't hate. All right. Congratulations to our first nominee this season. Received the most votes coming in. Was definitely a long-time Tranquility member and has been a multi-time champion, multi-time All-Star, 4-time All-Star, and also the MVP of Season 2. That is Smugs. Congratulations to Smugs, our first Hall of Fame member here in Season 8. Smugs, again, has a fantastic track record, has been a long-time Tranquility contributor, and there's really not a whole lot else to be said. He's one of the best coaches that we've ever had in Tranquility and one of the best players we've ever had around here as well. He's been a huge part of what we've done here, and we just wanted to say congratulations to Smugs on your big Hall of Fame induction today. And again, we'll be announcing winners for the next however many weeks that we have winners for. Could be 1 more week. It could be like 20 more weeks. It's not 20 more weeks, but it could be. You know. So we'll talk about our next winner next week. But now I'm going to let these other guys talk here after the highlight montage, which is coming up right now. Thank you so much, Zuby, for that fantastic montage. Much appreciated as always. Guys, let's get into your Iris top 8 for this week. Just as a note, Harmony EU, you are not on this list yet. There's a reason for that. We don't know anything about you guys yet. We're going to give it 1, maybe 2 more weeks. You guys will be on this list here. We'll be doing power rankings very soon. Get a little bit more info because, quite frankly, right now we have very little information to work with on you guys. And we're hoping to get more. We're definitely watching you guys so we can get more out the best and most accurate rankings that are least likely to get our staff stream. So here we go to the Harmony top 8. This start off with Nemesis in 8th place. Coming in 7th then is Strix. And in 6th, you have the Luminous Foxes. In 5th, you have Geometric. In 4th, coming in with the fire-breathing Rubber Duckies. In 3rd place is the Jersey Boys. Go Jersey Boys. In 2nd place, you have Galactic Penguins. And in 1st place is the Koala Kings. Now, looking for reactions from you guys to this top 8. Nerfed, what do you got?
So I think there's 2 teams that we're kind of sleeping on. I think Geo is a really, really strong team, and I think that they should be within the top 3. And I think Penguins are just like, they're the champions. They beat Koala Kings, and they've had like some issues and stuff, but they've overcome everything that's come their way so far. I mean, Doodles was a pretty respected team, and they got 4-0'd, so I don't see any reason why Galactic Penguins shouldn't be the number 1 team right now.
Thor, your thoughts?
I piggyback on what Nerf just said. I have to agree with the Galactic Penguins. Like preseason champs, they do the damn thing in week 1. They put up a solid 4-0. I don't think anybody should be stripping them of the top spot as of yet. But Koala Kings is definitely like riding that reputation that they've developed for themselves over the past few years. So I can't say that I'm super surprised to see Koala Kings at the top. But the thing that makes me really, really happy about this is that I'm seeing 3 brand new Tranquility teams in the Harmony tier in the top 8 after the first week. Now, I don't know how much of this is due to the fact that we just don't know a lot of these new teams. So we're really only basing this on the eye test of what we can tell from week 1 match results. But with Geometric, Nemesis, and Galactic Penguins all in the top 8 after the first week, it's just really exciting to see a lot of that new blood coming into Harmony tier. It's going to make for a really exciting Harmony tier moving forward.
All right, let's kick it over now to your Discord tier. You have in number 8 Space Created. But in 7th, you have Valkyrie. And in 6th, we give you Oreo Fleet. In 5th place, you have Firefight. In 4th, you have Quokka Queens. In 3rd place, you have Joey Esports. In 2nd, you have SEAL Team Spuds. And in 1st place is the preseason champion, Cosmic Castaways. All right. Nerfed, your take on this?
So I think for the most part, this is a pretty hard list to disagree with. However, there is one outlier for me. I love Oreo Fleet, but I think they were pretty shaky in week 1. I think they definitely have the potential to be up there in the top 8. But I think for now, I would give a shout out maybe to Fenrir or Drake's. I think those teams, I would put them in the top 8 right now, but give it some time, and I think Oreo Fleet definitely deserve this top 8.
Thor, your thoughts?
For the most part, agree with Nerfed. I think the top 5 here in Discord tier are definitely solid. I think the last 3 are wildly open to interpretation. The biggest team that I feel is like being overrated after first week, and try not to take this too harshly, but I think Valkyrie, I mean, I think they've improved a lot since last season. I think they've got Juice and Basilisk on tank. Definitely an improvement over season 7 Valkyrie. So I expect them to do better. Maybe I mean, I'm expecting them to be like B tier in season 2 or B. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeti. Pool. Thank
Cool.
you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Just 4-letter words are tricky, man.
We got there.
but yeah, I mean, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid on Valkyrie just yet. So after week 2, hopefully we'll see a little bit more of these rankings start to materialize.
Kick it over to Transcendence tier now, and in Transcendence tier, top 8. In 8th is Carnage, and coming in 7th is Reckless Arcadia. Rounding out the Reckless, in 6th is Reckless Sigma. And in 5th, you have Battalion. And in 4th, we give you Manifest. In 3rd place, you have the Decapitators. And in 2nd, got the Devil Dukes. And in 1st place, we have Epizeuxis coming in at number 1 on the current Iris top 8. Nerf, your thoughts on this?
Again, it's another one that I think you can't really argue with any of these teams. I think this top 5, maybe 6 teams, I think that's very close, though. I think those are very tightly compacted. And I think out of all of that, I think maybe Manifest could get moved up a little bit. But overall, I mean, it's hard to disagree with this because they're just so close together. I would give a shout out to Puerto Rico. I think I've liked what I've seen out of them so far, but for the most part, I think this is a pretty good top 8.
Thor, your thoughts?
My number one takeaway here is I think it's hard to take the top spot. I mean, I understand that Epizeuxis won the preseason grand finals. Was Devil Dukes in the preseason tournament?
Devil
I wasn't
Dukes
able to look that up.
was in the preseason tournament. They lost to Manifest 3.
Gotcha. Okay. In that case, I mean, I can definitely understand this ranking. Find it very impressive that Reckless has 2 teams in the top 8. I'm not necessarily sure if Alpha was liquidated into both of these teams or if some of those players like moved up into the open division. But definitely excited to see what the Reckless org actually accomplishes with both of these teams in Transcendence tier this upcoming season. But other than that, looks like a solid top 8 to me.
All right. Next segment here today is basically, I'm calling it instant overreactions. Now, there's one thing that we love to do on the podcast here, and that's just immediately assume the absolute best or worst for a team based on 1 week of play. Because we're really good at it, and we love just making predictions based purely on scoreboard and nothing else. And quite frankly, I know our chat's going to get really excited about it. Oh, God, I just don't. Anyways, it's instant overreactions. We're going to take it over to the EU side first and foremost here. And basically, I'm going to have one of our 2 analysts. They'll be reacting to it and providing their own overreaction to what my statement is or whatever I'm talking about here. And again, we're kicking it over to the Harmony EU side first. EU Scrimbucks. They're coming off their preseason championship win. They swept Paid to Win this week. Dominant preseason, dominant against Paid to Win. Nerfed. What's your reaction to what we're seeing from EU Scrimbucks?
So we were going over hot takes earlier, and I'll just say I initially had a much spicier take than the Frost Nova thing. But then I realized I was going to get to talk about it during this segment, so yay. I think Scrimbucks are going to be Season 7 flashbacks level team. I have a hard time seeing them lose a map to anybody, really. Apollo maybe could be up there, take a map or 2 off of them, but I think for the most part, I don't think there's anybody close to Scrimbucks right now in the European division.
Now, going over to another EU team, Apollo. Apollo came out really strong. They got a 4-0 win over Thunderbolt Rewind in their debut. Thor, what's your reaction to so far from Apollo?
I think that's what we expected in week 1 from Apollo, to be completely honest with you. As we've alluded to earlier on in the cast, is that we're still looking to gather some more data on some of these teams in the EU. But going forward, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're able to do next week, going up against another 1-0 team against Orthus, I believe it is, who got a 3-1 victory over A10 Esports. So I'm really interested to see what comes of that. Then I'll be able to get a little bit more on the Apollo hype train.
Quick reaction myself, A10 Esports, my favorite social media. That's just so clean, even though I can't read it. It's so clean, and it's so nice, and I love it. A10 Esports, a social media game, is just on point, guys. Anyways, Feeders United, again, in the EU, came off a really good 4-0, taking down Acer here. Feeling good about Feeders United. Nerf, your thoughts on them?
So, I mean, kind of a theme of the entire Europe, but we don't know too much, so gotta get a little bit creative with this. I think Feeders United, while they started strong, and I think they had a pretty good run in the preseason as well, I think they're gonna run out of steam slowly but surely as this season goes on. And they end season one. I checked their schedule against Apollo. I think that's gonna be the tipping point for them, where they go from pretty high, like respectable team to dipping down into the lower tiers of EU. But yeah, we'll see. Don't know too much.
All right, let's kick it back to the NA side. I've said let's kick it way too often. It's coming a little bit weird.
Let's just kick it,
Let's
Yeti. Just kick it.
We're just kicking it today, and I need to stop. Frost Nova, we've talked about them a little bit already. Top 4 last season. They started slow this week. 3-2 loss to amateur professionals. It's a team who came in. We knew nothing about them, but they came in and beat a top 4 team from last season, guys. It's an interesting one for both teams, honestly. Amateur professionals, big impactful win. Frost Nova, tough loss. Your thoughts on this one, Thor?
Definitely a head scratcher for us analyst types, but you got to give it to amateur professionals. By the way, any amateur professionals players in the chat right now, I'm going to refer to you as AP just because my mouth can't handle that many syllables. So,
True.
but to be fair, Frost Nova started out slow last season as well, and then kind of like proved everybody wrong throughout the course of stage 1 and stage 2 and the playoffs. So not really overreacting too much to this as far as Frost Nova is concerned, but definitely going to be watching AP a little bit more closely in the coming weeks just to be able to kind of see if they're for real or not.
AP definitely. I was kind of excited about that because that name, I really liked that name. But they got a kind of an interesting pool where we really don't know anything about any of the teams, like Steam, Frost Nova, Turbo Throwers, Gehenna Gatekeepers, and Squall. I could see amateur professionals going 5-0 in this pool. It's not outside the realm of possibilities. What happens? Anyways, Jersey Boys. Everybody knows where I'm at with the Jersey Boys. Everybody knows I love the Jersey Boys. I'm not wearing my Jersey Boys t-shirt today. I'm wearing my Pogfish t-shirt, which are just these are great t-shirts, guys. And honestly, you know where you can get those? They're at shop.spreadshirt.com/OW Tranquility !store in the chat. You can pick up some Tranquility merch and rep your favorite team. Every dollar that goes into that store goes right back into the community in the form of prizing, fun tournaments, giveaways, things like that. So we encourage you guys to check it out and pick up a shirt. And yes, this is Pogfish, legendary Trank team. But Jersey Boys, they started off the season strong, a 4-0 victory. We see them in 3rd on the Harmony tier rankings. Their full team returned, literally their entire team, including their main tank, Grodzilla, which goes hard on that Reinhardt, for those who have seen that before. Nerf, your thoughts on Jersey Boy?
So I think Jersey Boys are a strong team, but I think just like last season, they're gonna have to make a B pool run in the playoffs. I think they honestly have the hardest pool in the Harmony tier right now because they got Geo, they got Penguins, they got Doodles, all still who they haven't played. So this 4-0, while it's good right now, I think they got some tough competition coming up.
Starts off this week pretty much, like you said, against Galactic Penguins. Should be a great match as well. We're going now to Chrysalis. Chrysalis, another top 4 team last season. Had a tough week 1, losing to Nemesis 3-1. Nemesis, new team this season. Not really sure what to expect from them, but they did come out against Chrysalis and have a good run. What are your thoughts on either of these teams? Short?
So first thing I want to kind of give a shout out to Nemesis here. I mean, I think they played a really good game, and nobody should be overlooking Nemesis at all going into the remainder of stage 1. But my hot take about this is that I don't think Chrysalis is going to make it into the A pool because this upcoming week they're going to go against Koala Kings. I don't want to say I'm writing off that game, but the likelihood is high that they're probably going to drop an L to the Koala Kings. That puts them at 0-2 to start stage 1. And with them coming into the season losing arguably their best player in Chobi, uh, I think it's going to take a lot for Chrysalis to turn this one around and to achieve anywhere near the same result that they did in Season 7. But maybe I'm wrong. We'll see.
Next one is moving it over in. I'm sorry, this is still Harmony tier. Pardon me. Back to Strix now. Strix, a new revamped roster. PvB coming down from their Discord tier now into their Harmony tier team. The 4-0 against the Fighting Potatoes, kind of a dominant 4-0 as well. Nerf, your thoughts on Strix?
So last time we saw Strix in the preseason, I don't think they lived up to expectations, because I feel like we kind of gave them just godly expectations that like they likely weren't gonna hit. So it was a little disappointing seeing how they got knocked out pretty early in the preseason, but I think this week they looked significantly improved, and I like that. I like seeing improvement out of a team, especially in just a 1 week time span. So I think by the end of the season, this team is going to be pretty strong.
Good take, I think. In a pool. It's a tougher pool with them. Shake and bake and the potato. I could very easily. Moving out of the Discord tier, Cosmic Castaways, SEAL Team Spuds, fantastic for both of them. They both won their first matches this past week as well. Spuds 3-1 over Rampaging Inferno, and Cosmic Castaways 4-0 against Thor. Your thoughts on these teams?
Immediate reaction to this, given the fact that Cosmic Castaways and SEAL Team Spuds don't play each other in stage 1, I don't think either of these teams drops a match. I think this is probably the most top-heavy we've ever seen the Discord tier, with the top 4 teams: Cosmic Castaways, SEAL Team Spuds, Joey Esports, and Quaka Queens. It's going to be up to the remainder of the Discord tier to really prove that they can compete with these 4 teams.
Sorry about my mic cutting in and out there, apparently. I hope that's just a temporary thing and not going to last.
I'll find it in my heart to forgive you.
I know. I hope you will. I hope you will. All right. Let's go to Alt F4. We already talked about them. They returned this season. They're starting the season off with a win, 3-2 over Poseidon. They barely won last season. Like, barely. They were terrible last. Nerf, your thoughts on Alt F4?
I don't know how, but I agree with you, Getty. I think this team is somehow, some way going to be an A-pool team. They have a pretty easy stage 1 from, like, I mean, we don't know too much about some of the teams in there, but they look like they have a pretty easy stage 1, especially compared to most of the other teams. I think they'll get to A-pool, but honestly, I think they're going to get outclassed pretty hard when they get there. We'll see, though.
There's not enough alcohol in the world to make me question what has happened, or to make me understand what's happening. But I believe it could happen.
I'm already out.
I know, right? All right, let's go to Firefight now. Firefight, they looked fantastic in their first match against Monarch. Just an absolute dominant win. Thor, your thoughts on Firefight, or even maybe Monarch? I don't know. You've already kind of. I don't think you don't need to say anything else about Monarch. You've done enough to them.
I know,
but you can talk. Let's talk about Firefight.
But not really. So I wish I could say that I was surprised by the 4-0 with Firefight taking it over Monarch this past week. But honestly, that's kind of what I expected, and that's what most people probably should have expected. Even from a team that recently moved up from Harmony tier, Firefight's looking strong, and honestly, I think they're the best team that nobody's really talking about. And I think that's going to allow for them to fly under the radar fairly easily. And I think they're going to make it to A-pool pretty. I don't know how to say they're going to roll stage 1, but I'm definitely looking at a possible 5-0, 4-1 more likely.
I like that. Let's see here. Joey Esports, Joseph Electronic Sports, everyone. The ultimate meme of Discord tier, led by the stinkiest of them all, Navino. Somehow Joey Esports has been allowed back in tranquility, and I know none of us can believe it. But they return. They got a big 4-0 win against Inferno Foxes. Sorry, Nerf. Nerf, your thoughts on Joey Esports?
Do I have to talk about Joey?
You do, unfortunately.
Oh man. So I said spicy earlier. I meant spicy. I think there's gonna be 4 flashbacks level teams. I think there's gonna be 1 per tier, where they just don't drop a map. We skipped over my Harmony tier, Pred, but I think Galactic Penguins are gonna be. They're not gonna drop a map there. However, Joey. Now that I have to talk about them, I don't think they're gonna lose a map. I don't think we're a bad team. I don't think Inferno is a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. Joey just outplayed us at every single turn. So it sucks that I have to say good things about the marsupial org, but I do. So
I know I struggle with it all the time, but we seem to keep having to say good things about it. Yeah, anyways, all memes aside, let's go to another org with a fantastic reputation and strength, and that is the Reckless org. Moving up to Transcendence tier. Well, Reckless, they won twice with both Arcadia and Sigma, winning 4-0 this past week. Thor, your thoughts on both these teams?
A little bit surprised. We talked about it a little bit earlier, given the liquidation of Reckless Alpha, so we didn't really know how those players are going to disperse among the other Reckless teams. But both teams taking care of business in week 1, which is great. McJunior 10 has always really put together like good teams. I'm pretty sure he's coaching both of the teams. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I really want to see how they're going to be able to compete with the top teams of Transcendence here, like Epizeuxis and Devil Dukes, before I start jumping on the bandwagon.
Next here, let's kick it over. Haha, I did it again. Manifest. This appears to be the best version of Manifest we have seen. They won 4-0 over Insidious, obviously a preseason finalist as well. Nerf, your thoughts on Manifest?
all right, Scrimbucks, Penguins, Joey. I think Manifest is that last team that's not gonna lose a map, at least in stage 1. Stage 2, they're gonna have to play some harder competition, and I could definitely see them losing a lot of maps actually, considering just how strong the top of Trans tier is. But I think for now, Manifest is that last team that I'm gonna slot in and say they're not losing the map for a little while.
They do have Devil Dukes in stage 1. That is a spicy one. Talk about overreactions, and definitely the overreaction. So I hope you're prepared to have clips and memes made, because this is the kind of thing that we deal with here on the Iris podcast. All right, Epizeuxis. All kidding aside about that name. Epizeuxis turned in a fantastic match on Wednesday, winning 3-2 over a very good-looking battalion team. Obviously, the Epizeuxis. Well, Thor, what do you think about it?
All right. First off, I have to shout out like whoever came up with this team name. You obviously were not thinking about analysts and casters when you created this, because
Rude.
we had like a 20-minute conference before the podcast even started on how to pronounce the name of this team. So
Rude.
moving past that, I'm going to try. This match was actually a little bit closer than I was expecting. Not the Battalion is a team to scoff at all. I mean, they've got Telm, Greninja, PDK. I mean, I think Battalion is going to do well in Transcendence tier this season. But definitely a little bit closer, given the reputation that Epizeuxis has given themselves after winning the preseason tournament. So even with that being the case, I don't think Epizeuxis is going to drop a match in stage 1, because I think from here on out, I think this is actually the toughest match that they're going to have in stage 1. I think the rest of the matches they have in stage 1, their other 4 opponents, they're just, I don't want to say cupcakes, but I don't think they're going to have anywhere near as much of an issue closing out maps the way that they did this past week against Battalion.
Decapitators, they returned this season. Started off with a 3-1 victory over Uzumaki. Decaps looking strong to start off here. Nerf, your thoughts on the RGT?
Just before I get into them, I would just like to say that I love that I kind of started a little bit of a war in chat between Manifest and Devil Dukes. But Anyways, decaps. I know I said Manifest are gonna 4-0 everybody right now. But good luck to everybody else in trans tier because I think decaps already have a top spot locked. I think they're just in the finals. It's already there. You know, their roster is scary good, and yeah, just good luck to everybody else.
All right, guys, those are the overreactions to our week 1 here, guys. And I'm certain you have a lot of overreactions yourself, either about your team or other teams. I'm definitely interested to see what you guys have to say in chat, but I definitely am going to make later. Let's get now to our next bit here, which is our comms check. Our weekly comms check provided this week by Bowsy. Again, these comms check clips are provided by you guys. So if you want your funny, interesting, cool, whatever clips that you have from your team comms that you guys are recording, go ahead, send it over to us there on the Discord. The form is there to get that over. We always appreciate having the clips. It gives us an opportunity to learn a bit more about your team and just kind of see how you guys handle yourselves. And well, it gives our editors an excuse to have to bleep a whole lot of swear words. Not that we can't swear; it's just funny when it's funnier when they bleep them.
Family-friendly programming, by the way.
Hashtag family-friendly. Also, this is the final notice for people who do enter the giveaway, the weekly giveaway. For those of you who are new this season, we have a weekly giveaway here on the Iris Podcast. Every week, we give away a free shirt from the Tranquility Store. Again, ! store in the chat. If you would like an opportunity to get that, make sure to put in your giveaway entry by hitting your Trank Bucks. You can put those Trank Bucks at the bottom of the chat window. Down below or at the top of the chat window, I believe, on mobile. Either way, you can redeem them. Look, everybody else is doing it. You can hop on the bandwagon and do it. Not only can you get the t-shirt this week, but you have an opportunity to win other giveaway prizes down the line. So if you want to pile those Trank Bucks up, hold on to them for a rainy day, or perhaps win a bigger prize down the line, you're certainly welcome to do so as well. Prizes we have given away before include kinds of Tranquility merch. We've also given away $100 Amazon gift cards, pretty common. Well, sweatshirts from the store, which sweatshirts are very nice. So there's lots of opportunities to win different things in our giveaway and giveaways. So make sure to get into those each and every week. And again, this is your last opportunity to sign up now. If my mic is still cutting out, oh dang! I am so sorry, guys. I don't know why my mic is acting up tonight. I apologize. I'm watching. It doesn't. Maybe something is going on. I'm so sorry, guys. But either way, I hope you got the gist of what I was saying, despite all of that. But either way, we're gonna go ahead and do now the comms check here. Thank you again, Bowsy.
So what we're gonna look for when we're in a rally, when they're engaging, and if they are hard engaging us, we're gonna kill ourselves, okay?
Yeah.
No, but I want you to leave the floor warm and soft, okay?
I hate you. Okay, the cops track is different though for submissions.
Damn, who asked?
Damn.
Oh,
Damn. Fight.
It wasn't us. I'm not trying to be mean.
I'm putting this in comm checks.
Spawn characters on defense, we just go far up. That's what we do.
It's on stream. Clip it. Rook is abusive.
Help us. Get us out.
Get us, please. Somebody save us.
Color, I swear.
Don't mess with me, I'm welding.
I'm gonna toss this match right here, Color.
I'm gonna toss this match right here if you don't shut the fuck up, bitch, shut mate.
Alright, what the?
Alright, mate, shut the
I think my favorite part about coaching you guys is whenever Garden gets a kill or two, he goes, "Oh my word," or "Oh my days." His deep ass voice, he doesn't even make a call.
Wrecking ball. Oh,
nice. Let's go.
You guys are so clutch.
What the hell?
So many
crazy. What the?
insane. Oh my gosh.
And do you need like a
Actually, teammates like on Windows 98. His internet's so bad because he's playing an AOL dial-up.
I'm gonna be honest, I've got some Girl Scout cookies. If we win, I'm giving each one of you a Thin Mint.
Oh. Let's go. I'm gonna send that immediately back because I don't like chocolate, but let's go.
I can buy you a bunch of Junior Mints, scrape off all the chocolate and combine it into one giant ball, then remelt the chocolate and put it on itself. That's how I can make you a thick mint.
Low key, the Baptiste surfing skin is really fire.
Low key, you're kind of on fire.
I don't know fire extinguisher. The Zen first line. I am on fire, but an extinguisher is not needed.
Not required. You play the role and you can't even get it right.
Come on now. It's because I don't get that enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the Smash Bros. when we win.
We are good.
Gotta warm up the fingers, bro.
Do I need to write any of this? Okay, we're 2 points. What is 3?
Is there anything that we need to do?
You use the right code and everything?
Yeah. We ready?
Mic check, maybe?
Yep. Alright, Rowan, go.
Wait, pause. Voltage. First point of tag. Why the fuck were you chasing the fair for like 15 seconds?
Because she had Barrage and she was 1.
Bro.
Bro. All right. Thank you very much again, Bowsy, for that awesome comms check. Guys, make sure to submit your comms check clips. We need them. Save us from SEAL Team Spud's comms checks. Nobody wants that anymore. Nobody wants that. Save us. Nova, I'm kidding. I love you. You're great. But no. All right. Moving on then to our next segment here, and that is our matches to watch this week. Let's start off with you. What do you have for us? What's the match you're watching this?
I'm excited for Reckless Sigma versus Battalion. I think these are two teams not at, but close to the top of Trans Tier. And I think they both had statement games, even though Battalion lost. I think taking the preseason champs and everybody's favorite to win right now, just taking them to map 5, I think that's a pretty good result. So while I think Sigma are good, I think Battalion want to prove something, especially after that. And I think they're going to win this one 4-0.
The Tranquility account right now. Sorry, I saw somebody say who I have the same vacuum as Thor, and then I type wait me too, and then like wait a minute. Sorry for but who said that? Somebody wait. I'm confused. And...
What is it? Is my shark back there? Oh, it is.
On the other side of the green screen, I don't know here. Moving on then. I'm kind of nervous around. Oh, that's haunting. Thank you for that, Bowsy. I'm pretty sure it's. But anyways, all right, Thor. The match you're watching this week.
So I'm going to bring it to Harmony Tier NA, and I'm looking forward to fire-breathing rubber duckies versus Abstract. Abstract flying under the radar a little bit, in my opinion, coming off a pretty quality win against the Big Bang Buccaneers, even though, obviously they have some key departures, like, Yeti is not carrying them on Reaper anymore. Apathy moved up to the Discord tier. But even with that being said, I'm really interested to see if A, fire-breathing rubber duckies is as good as we think they are, and B, if Abstract can keep up with some of these top dogs in Harmony Tier.
Give your prediction on that?
3-2 fire-breathing rubber duckies is what I picked.
Gotcha. All right, team match I'm watching. We talked about it a little bit already. Joey Esports taking on SEAL Team Spuds. Yes, I am the manager for SEAL Team Spuds, and yes, I am heavily biased. So take all of that into account when I say that the score. All right, guys, let's talk about. Yeah, I know. I know the team right now is like, God, why did you do that? Why did you pick our team? Why did you pick? Did the mic cut out too? The mic cut out too. The prediction will be. So that's going to be a fantastic match. I'm really excited to see. I can't believe that is going to win the game. It's going to be really, really good. So really, really cool. I'm definitely excited that is going to win that match. So congratulations to the winner that I said 3 times. All right, other programs this week, guys. Reminder, tonight we have Predicting Tranquility immediately after this show. We also have our feature matches, the EU Harmony feature this week as well. That's at 2:30 Eastern time for those who are tuning in from NA, or at 8:30 8:30 CT in Europe as well. God dang it, Booth. It was Booth taunting me and tormenting me. That's Apollo taking on Acer on the NA side at 8:30 Eastern. You have Boop taking on Fahrenheit 972. Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern time. We have Insidious taking on Throwing or Bad. On Thursday is the Discord tier feature that is Rift versus Rampaging Inferno. And then finally, we also have the Beat Drop making its return this season, hosted by myself and Booth this week. We will have this week we have Polar from the Cosmic Castaways, Basket from Quokka Queens, PDK from Battalion, and Florida from Frost Nova on the on Beat Drop this week. Again, all those can be seen right here on twitch.tv/OW Tranquility. Last announcement tonight is our winner of our drawings. That's right, our giveaway, and our giveaway winner this week is Christisha10. Christisha10, and for those of you who don't know, that is NPC's wife. So congratulations to NPC's wife, Christisha10, taking home the giveaway this week. Get the hashtag rigged out in chat.
Wait, hold on. Somebody married NPC?
Yeah, I know, right? Also, yo, dang. I don't know what happened, but apparently Thor just chose violence today. Damn.
Sorry, I would marry that bald head too.
Everybody, I would marry NPC heartbeat. My God,
it's so shiny.
It's so shiny. I just want to touch it. But anyway, all right. Congrats to NPC's wife, Christisha10, and who'll be taking home the free shirt this week. Remember to get in the giveaway next week. Tune into all our Tranquility broadcasts so you can pick up those channel points. And again, for everybody here at Tranquility and the content team, also for Nerfed and Thor, I'm Mr. Yeti. Thank you for gazing into the iris tonight, and we will see you again soon.
Experience tranquility. Pass into the iris.